We had all these children out planting trees, see, because we figured that was part of their education. The root systems, the taking care of things, the being individually responsible. You know what I mean? And the trees all died. I don't know why they died. They just died. Something wrong with the soil possibly, or maybe the stuff we got from the nursery wasn't the best. We complained about it. So, we've got 30 kids there. Each kid had their own little tree to plant, and we've got these 30 dead trees. All these kids looking at these little brown sticks. It was depressing. It wouldn't have been so bad, except that just a couple of weeks before the thing with the trees, the snakes all died. But I think that the snakes, well, the reason that the snakes kicked off was that, you remember, the boiler was shut off for 4 days because of the strike, and that was explicable. So when things got started up again, and we found the snakes, they weren't too disturbed. With the herb gardens, it was probably a case of overwatering, and at least now they know not to overwater. The children were very conscientious with the herb gardens, and some of them probably, slipped them a little extra water when we weren't looking. Or maybe, well, I don't like to think about sabotage, although it did occur to us. I mean, it was something that crossed our minds. We were thinking that way probably because before that, the gerbils had died, and the white mice had died, and the salamander. Well, now they know not to carry them around in plastic bags. Of course, we all expected the fish to die. That was no surprise. You look at them crooked and they're all belly up on the surface. But the lesson plan called for a tropical fish input. There is nothing we can do. It happens every year. You just have to hurry past it. We weren't even supposed to have a puppy. We weren't even supposed to have one. It was just a puppy that Myrtle Girl found under her dad's truck one day. And she was afraid the truck would run over it when the driver had finished making his delivery, so we stuck it in her knapsack and brought it to school with her. So we have this puppy. As soon as I saw the puppy, I thought, oh Christ, I bet it will live for about 2 weeks, man. And that's what it did. It wasn't supposed to be in the classroom at all. There's some kind of regulation about it. But you can't tell them they can't have a puppy when the puppy's already there, right in front of them, running around on the floor and yapping. They made a little house for it in the supply closet and all that. I don't know what it died of. Distemper, I guess. It probably hadn't had any shots. I got it out of there before the kids got to school. I checked the supply closet each morning, routinely, because I knew what was going to happen. I gave it to the custodian. There was this Korean orphan that the class had adopted through the Help the Children program. All the kids brought in $25 a month. That was the idea. It was an unfortunate thing. The kid's name was Kim, and maybe we adopted him too late or something. The cause of death was not stated in the letter we got. They suggested we adopt another child instead. They sent us some interesting case histories, but we didn't have the heart. The class took it pretty hard. They began to feel that maybe there was something wrong with the school. But I don't think there's anything wrong with the school. Particularly, I've seen better and I've seen worse. It was just a run of bad luck. We had an extraordinary number of parents passing away, for instance. There were, I think, 2 heart attacks, 2 suicides, 1 drowning, and 4 killed together in a car accident, 1 stroke. And we had the usual heavy mortality rate among the grandparents, or maybe it was heavier this year. It seemed so. We had a discussion in class. They asked me, what happened to them? The dog, the tree, the tropical fish, the babas and papas. What happened to them? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. And they said, who knows? And I said, nobody knows. And they said, is death that which gives meaning to life? And I said, no. Life is that which gives meaning to life. Then they said, but isn't death, considered as a fundamental datum, the means by which the taken for granted mundanity of the everyday may be transcended in the direction of... I said, yes, maybe. They said, we don't like it. I said, that's sound. They said, it's a damn shame. I said, it is.
And then I heard a knock on the door. And I opened the door. And the new gerbil walks in. And the children cheered wildly.